Watermarks in any document are an essential feature of a professional looking document. We can do the same thing in LaTeX as well, something like this. And we would also talk about how to avoid the pitfalls. For example, in this example, you will see that the watermark is hidden behind the image. We'll talk about that as well. So let's get started. If you're using the LaTeX for the first time, you will need to install these two applications on your desktop, or you can also use Overleaf, which is a cloud-based application. So let's get started. So a LaTeX document would start with a class. So I'm using article class. And the next thing would be, I want to use a package called Lipsum. This is just to put some dummy content. And it starts with a begin document and it ends with an end document. And I also want to have the table of contents, new page, and introduction section. I'm putting some dummy text, proposal section, putting some dummy text, risks, and issues, just a document with some content. And then we end the document. So this is the basic document. And this is how the document looks like. And it's very simple to get a basic watermark. All I need to do is use a package which is called draft watermark. And then I'm going to define what the content of my watermark would be. For example, I'm going to say set watermark text as confidential. Now let's compile it and see the results. So we get a big text called confidential, and this is appearing on all the pages. And if you think that the size of this word is too large, you can reduce it by giving a factor. So I'm saying set watermark scale to 0.3. And you can see that the size has reduced now. So let's customize it a bit more. So by default, the angle of the text is 45 degrees, and I'm going to change it to 20. So set watermark angle 20. At the same time, I'm also going to increase the scale a bit. So now we can see that the angle of the text has changed to 20 degrees, and the size has also increased because we gave a factor of 0.4 instead of 0.3. So if you find that the watermark color is so boring, you can change its color. I'm going to change it to red. So set watermark color red. It's looking good. So let's start customizing a bit more. I want to change the angle back to 45 degrees, and I can tone down the red color by giving exclamation mark, and I'm saying 10. You can increase it to 20, 30, 40 and see what happens. So the red color has become a bit more transparent, and the angle has also changed to 45 degrees. Let's change the color to blue and see the results. I'm going to change it back to red. Now let's add some dummy images in our document. I'm going to use the graphics library first. After that, I'm going to introduce a dummy image in the figure tags. So begin figure and end figure, and include graphics. It's a dummy image, example image A. And then the second image, example image B. And the last image, example image C. So let's see the results. If you notice that it's behaving a bit funny with the images, the watermark is hidden behind the images. If I had two images, I hardly can see the watermark. So let's see what the other options are. You can also reason that I don't want the watermarks on all the pages. I just want to have it on the first page. If that's what you want, you can do that by just giving an option first page only, and you will only have the watermark on the first page. So let's create a proper solution. I'm using these three libraries. I'm going to comment out the previous code which I wrote, and I'm adding this command, add to hook, ship out, etc. And then I'm also going to define a color. So let's dissect it one by one. So the add to hook, ship out /foreground command tells LaTeX that I want to execute this code on every page, and I want to place it on top of all the contents, whether it's text, figures, or tables. And this is going to be as a foreground overlay. So notice the second line, which is tick Z picture, and we are saying remember picture, comma overlay. So we're telling it that remember the overall size of the page and place the picture on the same spot all the time. And this is going to be a foreground overlay. So next we start our Tixi node, and we're saying anchor it in the center, rotate it to 45 degrees, and I'm saying color should be light pink. Remember the color which I created before? And I say draw equals light pink. I want it the thicker line. Opacity of the text should be 0.5 and the opacity of the draw should be 0.5, and I want to have the rounded corners by giving the roundness as 5 points, and inner separation or padding should be 10 points, and then I'm giving the font size 50, and I'm saying do it in the current page dot center, and the text which I want is confidential. So let's compile it and see the results. So once I compile it, this is what I get. And you can see that the watermark stamp is being placed on each and every component, whether it's an image or a text. So I hope you found this information useful and practical. Thank you very much for watching it, and I'll see you in the next one.